hello. We're doing an Abyssal Sire run, trip. You can see my house if you want to see my house. It's not, I mean, it's got some helpful stuff in here, of course. 85 construction, but in terms of the layout, I know that it's not ideal. Gear for this, I'm using, okay, the big stain on this gear set is owning bandos with a glory, I feel like. I know glory's not, I mean, I know the wiki's not super reliable, but it recommends a fury. I could just buy a fury. I could buy a torture, but I don't want to spend my GP because I want to get an ember light. But it's a long story. Well, it's not a long story. So I don't have an ember light. I need to get one. I used to have a much bigger bank, and then I decided, well, here's the story. I'm getting married in November, and you know, like when you're getting married, like weddings are expensive. And so I'm like, well, I know it's like chump change, but $13 a month. So anyways, I sold basically my bank and bought membership for basically a year's worth of membership, which may sound stupid, but you know, one thing I'm finding with the main is I feel like there's nothing to do. It's hard to set goals. Unlike an Iron Man, I feel like the goal setting happens more naturally. So the helpful thing is it's given me stuff to do. By the way, feel free to provide feedback on the skill. When do you guys pot up? Like repot? You know, in terms of like, oh, your combat stats have drained a bit. I thought that it hits a minimum of 50, but it just hit a 48. That's weird. Yeah, so anyways, get married in November, and I'm like, gosh, I gotta save money. And with the, you know, yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's nice that it's not costing me money. That's all I'll say. It's not ideal, though. I don't know, it has given me something to do. So I sold my bank, but what I made myself do is keep enough gear to do semi-decent, like, Wildy Slayer bossing. So I have a couple Wildy weapons. That has been super successful because I got a Void Waker piece pretty much like day one after selling my stuff. Oh gosh, got an itch. And then the next day I got a like 15 mil revs thing. So, oh gosh, I don't want to eat, but I really should eat. So, yeah, very happy with that. Help me get some gear. Ah! Dude, I have a shaky hand. I have what's called an essential benign tremor, which is to say my hand is shaky. It's super annoying because it affects my ability to click effectively. Also, I don't know how y'all feel about the health warnings, but I have mine set at 40 HP for this boss because I just find myself like not paying attention to health. So I figure make it super obvious for myself. Okay. Yeah, so when do you guys repot? Oh my gosh. This is so radically better than how it was back in, I mean, I don't know when they changed it, but I haven't done Sire in years because I got 2 bludgeon pieces way back, and I've had those 2 bludgeon pieces just sitting in my bank for a long time. So okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know, it's like a fun boss, kind of. Like, dude, you faking me out like that? Am I supposed to be killing these spawns? Because they're kind of annoying. Okay, this is always where it mess up. Like, one thing I struggle with is, when he explodes, or she, I guess, I don't even know. When Abyssal Sire explodes, I run to here, but I don't know, like, oh, freaking A, dude. Can we not, please? Oh, ah! Oh my gosh. Dude, that was horrible. I swear I'm not usually this bad. I mean, I'm not good, but... Oh my gosh, and I don't have auto-retaliate on. Okay. Well, there's trip number 1. Or no, that was 2 kills. Okay. Could be worse. Let's do another one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like selling my bank has given me a new lease on life for this main. Because, you know, previously I would kind of just log on and ditz around. But now I can actually, like, oh my gosh, can actually, I have like goals, I guess. I don't know, to make GP, but it's fun, right? Like, you're bossing. You know, I'm playing the Iron Man as well, doing a lot of AFKing when I can. So up until I started recording this video, I was doing some wood cutting because his wood cutting is abysmally low. I'm gonna minimize chat here. I have this here super small at the bottom left. I don't know, I like it when it's out of the way. So, Jith. Dude, I love the music here. It's very, like, ominous. I find that I generally don't need stamp potions. Oh, nice. Also curious what y'all think of my layout here. Alright. Alright, boys, let's do this. Leroy! What are some crappy jobs y'all have had? Let me think. My least favorite job, I worked at a chicken shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was owned by a Nigerian prince and princess. They were well, I don't know for sure that they were actually a prince and princess. They were definitely Nigerian because well, yeah, I know a fair few Nigerians, and they were Nigerian. And I remember one time, the job didn't last long. I was like 19. I was 19 or 20, and oh, this is just comparatively so much better. Oh yeah. I was 19, and the shop was not in a good location. It was not doing well. The chicken was actually pretty dope. And I remember one day I'm in the back. The only time I've ever worked back of house, like in a restaurant. I mean, this was counter service. And I was opening this bag of chicken, and they had these thick, like plastic bags that they would. My camera's awfully low, by the way. Let me adjust that. There we go. They had these thick plastic bags that the chicken came in, and I like it rips by the. I'm young, dumb at this moment. It rips open. And while I'm doing it, we have this chicken strainer that's metal, and I whack my hand on the edge of it, and I get this, you probably can't see it, but I have a scar on my middle finger. It's very faint, you can like tell if you look at it in person, but and like my skin just opens up a little bit, and so we go to urgent care to get stitches. But I remember my manager, because the restaurant wasn't doing well, she like looked at it and she like, I can tell she's like trying to decide, you know, what do we do with this chicken? You know, because I'm not going to say bled all over the chicken, but I definitely got blood on the chicken. And of course, like that's a health safety hazard. But also the restaurant's not doing great. So she looks at me, she looks at the chicken, and I can tell she's like processing the best decision. And she goes, okay, get rid of the chicken. And I was like, good choice, because to not get rid of the chicken is illegal and actually dangerous. I mean, I don't have any bloodborne illnesses, but she doesn't know that. So, yeah, then we went to urgent care. The owner drove me in her Escalade. And she parks, we get the stitches on, you know, the nurse was really nice. I think it was my first time getting stitches. Haven't gotten them since, I could be wrong. We come out to her car, to the Escalade, and then we see that this guy has bumped her Escalade and like scratched it. And we came out as he was leaving a note, which is crazy that he actually left a note. You know, most people I feel like wouldn't do that, especially if it's an Escalade. And so that was I don't know that was my worst job, but that was an interesting job and good. I was a college dropout at the time. And so I don't know, it gave me like, I remember calling my dad and saying, Dad, I want to go back to school. Because I was like, I do not want to work in a chicken shop for the rest of my life. And then, you know, I also, after that job, I had a friend who worked at Target in the back room. So I got a job at Target. And that job, I don't know, it's just like boring manual labor, but we were allowed to wear headphones. So I would listen to podcasts. So Target wasn't that bad. My next worst job, I committed to 3 months. It was like a youth, like a center for impoverished youth. We would like play games, teach Bible stories, stuff like that. And man, I've worked with teens since then, but never ever has it been that bad. I mean, these kids, it was not the like kids from the hood or the inner city of Minneapolis. It was the director's kids were horrible. They were so like, their behavior was just bad. Like one of them, she was like 13 or 14, a 13 or 14-year-old girl, and she would like make fun of me like in mean ways. Like she'd point out things about how I look or whatever. And of course, like, it didn't bother me that much. But what bothered me is I could have responded by talking to her mom, like, hey, your kid's kind of a brat. But I didn't do that. So anyways, I literally would work one night a week for 2 hours. This is during college. And I would dread Thursday nights. I would absolutely dread it. Because it was the work, it's probably 2 or 3 hours. The work was just so frustrating. And I like kids. I like teenagers. I have since worked with teens and had a great time working with teens. They were normal and not jerks. But that's why I don't think I could be a school teacher, because I like kids, but I don't like trying to like make them behave. Like if your kid can't behave, I'm just not like, you know, I'm not going to be a jerk to them, but I'm not like I'm not effective at controlling the classroom. Like, maybe with little kids I can. It's not like little kids, but Anyways. Alright. This trip's going better. Got an 8 up. Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm much happier with this trip. I don't know how many kills I've done, but... Yeah, I haven't gotten a, unsired in... I think it's been a while. I think it's been, like, definitely over 100 kills. But, well, I don't actually know that for sure, because how am I on this task? Oh gosh, there's my shaky hand again. I don't know if I mentioned that in this recording. I tried to do this one other time and quit halfway through. But I have shaky hands. It's not super bad right now. And it's annoying. I don't mind. I don't mind having shaky hands. My dad has it too. There's this one time with my shaky hands. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have cumulatively for like 6 years. And I'm like trying to choke this guy in the gi. And, which is like the Jiu-Jitsu kimono or whatever, the like thick cloth top. And this dude goes, "Are you all right?" Meanwhile, like I'm literally on top of this dude, like simulating murder. And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "You're shaking." And I'm like, "Oh, that's just a thing that happens." But like, imagine there's like a dude. Anyways, it's just weird. Oh gosh, dude, I'm loving OSRS right now. Eita. Woo! We love to see it. Oh, what about a food drop? Let's get a food drop. Okay. Here we go. I think we got one more in us unless we get a food drop, in which case we got more. So, jeez, I'm not even halfway. That's kind of insane. But I guess this is what people push for, right? Bossing tasks. No more music? Come on. Get that music back, baby. Alright. I guess either of these spots are okay. Because the goal is always to back up. Because if you're standing here, this tentacle will attack you. So you jump between these two spots. And if you just stand here when he comes out, he'll just walk you back. And so I'm not going to say it's AFK at all, but it's a little less involved. Which is nice because I'm always looking for those opportunities to go over to the Iron Man and like start chopping wood again or something. And so, you know, see, this is what happens. Dude, I feel like a freaking pro when he does that. I'm like, I'm so good at this game. He says as he's about to die in this strip. Ooh. Oh, nice, we got 2 specs. Oh, shoot. Oh, gosh. Yeah, at a certain point, he stops casting the poison pools. But... Nice. I didn't use a single piece of food that trip. I think I got another one. Oh, baby. Here we go. Yeah, let me think if I can tell more stories. There's this one time in Minneapolis, I was taking the light rail with my friend. I have this problem where, like, I have to engage people socially. Like, if I find them to be interesting. I think people are interesting. And we see this guy on the bus. Or no, on the light rail. Or the tram, as the Europeans would say. Or at least the French. I know the French say tram. This dude looks like, not crazy. Someone gets to talk to us. I think you complimented my bike or something. Cause I had like a nicer bike that I'd gotten lucky with on a Craig's. Oh shoot, that might be the trip. We're gonna try anyways. I had a nicer bike. Anyways, we get to talking, and he has this bag with him. And I asked him, like, what's in your bag? I don't remember how it happened. It's like over 5 years ago. Well, anyways, it basically insinuated that he was a bad man. And, like, I got the impression retrospectively, I was with my friend who was like, dude, we need to stop talking to this guy. That he straight up, like, had a weapon in his bag. And he was like, oh, I should show you. He's like, nah, I definitely shouldn't show you guys. And it sounds like a weird story. Like, it sounds like a story that makes no sense, but I'm telling you, to this day, I'm like, I low-key think this guy was a serial killer. So, which, this was in the Twin Cities, which, the Midwest is kind of known for having a serial killer, too. Maybe if I make another video, I'll tell my, oh, bruise, that's not what I wanted, but, if I make another video, I'll tell a story about my uncle, who, oh, I forget this serial killer's name, but he worked at well, anyways, he had a negative interaction with this guy, like a week before he went on a killing spree between several Midwestern states, and his, I believe he was put to death because of where he was tried, the state he was tried in. I don't remember which one, but anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, adios.